What's up, my Vina loves? This is Vina D coming to you all from Vina Team News.
For those of you who are not aware, I do have a main channel. Okay, the link is in the description below. It's going to say main channel. I'm also going to include some of the links of the different videos I've already uploaded on that channel about Love is Blind Season 2. I do have other content on my main channel, so I decided to transfer all of my Love is Blind content going forward and different reality shows that I want to talk about going forward on this channel, because I know that I talk about Cachet and Love Island Season 3 a lot on this channel. I do want to start posting other content because that's what I used to do. So I do appreciate all of you that's still going to come on here and support that content. Okay, if you are here from the main channel, thank you so much for the love and support. So let's talk about this couple. Now, I did do a video reviewing their relationship briefly, so the link of that video is also in the description below if you're not aware of who they are and the relationship and all of that. But Iyanna and Jarrett, they were on a show called Love is Blind Season 2. Okay, basically, in summary, their relationship is that Jarrett is married to Ayanna, and so far they're doing good on social media. You know, they have images of each other. You know, everything looks like bliss, and they're in love, and life is great. But before they got to that place, when they were in the pod on Love is Blind, Jarrett was very interested in a lady called Mallory, and it looks like he was going to propose to her. And when he was in the process of having that conversation with her, basically saying, if I was to propose to you right now or today, would you say yes? Just trying to see where her head was at and all of that. And she basically turned him down and told him that she was interested in another guy, okay? Salvador, the guy on the screen. And so he was very devastated. He was very hurt. I mean, he was crying, very emotional. She was crying. It was a hot mess. And then after that entire situation happened, he then went and proposed to Ayanna. So it made it look like she was his second choice. It made it look like if Mallory had said, yes, I would absolutely accept a proposal from you, he was going to propose to her. And so people were very upset because they felt like she basically didn't know her worth and she was settling and she's the second best and all of that. One thing I do respect about Jarrett is that sometimes people will do things on these shows and not talk about it, even though they are aware the show is going to come out and there's a possibility of that being in the show, and your spouse or whoever you ended up with is going to see it anyways. So I love that he was honest with her. He was transparent. It wasn't, oh my gosh, I watched the show and now I'm surprised. I had no clue he did that. So when he went in the pod with Ayanna, he told her, he was honest with her, you know, look, this is what happened between me and that other, woman. And so basically, you have this information. So make sure if I do and when I do propose to you, you are making your own decision to still be with me even after what you just heard. So it's not a surprise. So you're not saying, oh, I had no clue he proposed to somebody else or was going to propose to somebody else or was interested in somebody else. Like, you are making a sound decision with all of the information that I have given you. Okay. So what the Love is Blind camera did not show, that Ayanna did reveal, is that she too was talking to other people. So Jarrett wasn't the only person in a dilemma about who he was going to choose. She was in a dilemma as well, but we didn't get to see that, okay? So long story short, he proposed, she said yes, and they live happily ever after. Anything else you want to hear about the relationship and the drama during the honeymoon and all of that, that video, the link is in the description below. It's on my main channel. I've already talked about it. Okay. So now, they are living happily ever after on the outside. And they've been married for probably over a year now. The show premiered a few weeks ago. The reunion and everything already came out. Okay. But so people are now getting to know them, but they've been together and been married for probably a year now. That's when the show was filmed. So the emotions, okay, of people is current, even though they've been living in it for a while. even though they're in bliss and they're happy, which is all that matters, there are people on social media that's not happy that the fact that she married him, and they feel like she deserved better, and they feel like, some of the black supporters should stop screaming black love because this is not black love. And Lord, so let's get into some of those comments. So people were leaving compliments, in different amazing comments on his page, Jarrett page, and basically he responded, "We love it here." Meaning, their relationship, their marriage, they love it, life is good, they're doing great. And then you have this comment under the Love is Blind for Netflix, and this person wrote, "It's given black struggle love. My good sis deserve better. Not to be someone's second choice who only sees you as strong and resilient." And then, she had people agreeing with her. "I totally agree with you." And then there was a long back and forth. People were not here for that comment. And I'm not going to read all of those comments, okay? But she wrote about their love being a struggle. Then this other person came on and wrote this long comment, and Jarrett responded to this one. She wrote, "I didn't really like to see it. I mean, people were basically leaving comments, black love, we love to see it, and celebrating them, being happy for them." So this person wrote, "I didn't like to see it. I mean, they do have chemistry, don't get me wrong, but," she tagged Jarrett, "definitely wanted that Spanish chick. And he definitely had an idea of what she looked like, because he said he dreamt of her dark, curly hair. And when he seen her in person, he was starstruck," which is true because even his now wife said she had a girl crush on her and that Mallory is very stunning. So, not insecure at all, confident in herself, and was just giving compliments to another woman. All right. Even though that woman, her husband almost proposed to that woman. I love that about her. She wasn't threatened, and she was cool and just she carried herself well. Most people in that situation, you feeling like, the second choice, and then the woman comes around and your fiance go and spend almost the entire night having a side conversation with her and completely abandon you. That's how it looked like. Okay, that's how Netflix made it look like. And they just talking for a long time, and it's like, my goodness, is he going to come back and talk to me? That also made people upset, for those of you who have seen the show. Let's get back to the comment. All right, definitely wanted that Spanish chick, and he definitely had an idea of what she looked like, because he said he dreamt of her dark curly hair, and when he seen her in person, he was starstruck, saying she's just like he pictured. Why is everyone putting on a cape for black love when these could care less and drew over white women? She was his second option, and let's face it, he was surprised Ayanna was pretty and didn't fit the description of what he had pictured her, okay? He said she didn't look like her voice. I immediately knew what the bleep he meant. He meant she sounded black. Oof, cha. A black woman, a hood, dark-skinned chick, and it probably surprised him when he seen her, that she was light-skinned and looked mixed. And throughout the show, he was still comparing her to that Spanish chick. So these black love comments seems a little far-fetched. She was his second option, and it will always be that way. Who chat? He responded, well, see, I didn't even read his comment. and we say the same thing. He responded, who chat? There's some reaching going on here. Oh, Ayanna is mixed too, black and Mexican. That's her point, Jarrett. You basically just confirmed her point. Her point was you were shocked because that's what you're into. There's nothing wrong with preference. Do your thing. She's simply saying that if Ayanna wasn't mixed, then you wouldn't have married her. That's what she's saying. She's saying it worked because even though Mallory turned you down, when that door opened and you saw how stunning Ayanna was and her complexion and the fact that she looked mixed and did not look like the person you imagined, that also made you extra happy that, you know what, Mallory did not work, but I still ended up with someone who falls in the category of the type of women that I date. I date mixed women. I date light-skinned women. That's what she's trying to say, even though she doesn't know you. So you confirming that Ayanna is mixed as well. I don't understand why people behave like, okay, yes, I get it. It's the pod and love is blind, but you are still going to see the person after those doors open, and you are going to make the choice if, okay, is the emotional connection enough for us to survive this, or do I need more? You are still going to physically see that person before the wedding day, and how that person behaved on the outside, plus the emotional connection and whatever love the two of you have created while talking between the walls, is going to determine if it leads to marriage, because they still do have the option to say, yes, I will marry you, or no. So when people say, I wanted to do Love is Blind because I'm short, for example, I'm short, the men be like, I'm short, and women always judge my height first before they judge my heart, before they get to know me. And so in the pod where someone cannot see me and they can get emotional, yes, someone can get emotional, invested, and connected, and those doors can open, and they can still physically see you and decide that, you know what, the emotional part is great, the physical is not there, the attraction is not there, and they can respectfully, keyword respectfully, because you already know shake, all right. I also posted about him and Deep T. You can click that link in the description below and go to the main channel and watch that. You know, he was not respectful at all when talking about not being attracted to her. You can talk about not being attracted to someone, but still do it in a very respectful way. He wasn't, okay? But people need to remember the doors are still going to open, and you are still going to physically see that person and still make a decision. That's why I'm glad that Salvador, even though this video is not about them, but you know, they are mixed with this couple, because his ex-fiance is the woman that Jarrett was into and was interested and was going to propose to her had she answered that question differently. He is not her type. She wasn't physically attracted to him. She was very respectful about it, but the way how she went about it was almost like, I'm still going to marry this guy, because even though physically he's not my type and someone that I would normally date, I need to grow out of that shallow mindset. He is an amazing man. He treats me well. He respects me. He's romantic. You know, everything else checked out for her. Even though they did have some moments, she felt like, am I really going to walk away from this amazing man and a possibility of having a wonderful marriage just because he doesn't check off all of my boxes in a physical department? Or am I going to grow up and realize you're a woman now, and it can't always be about looks? Look at all of these amazing things. And Salvador felt like, okay, no, I deserve somebody that loves all of me and everything about me, and that includes the way that I look. Okay, yes, the emotional connection is amazing. Yes, I will be a great provider and an amazing man to her, but the way how I see her, everything about her, I'm just like, wow. From the way she looked to who she is as a person, that's how I want her to see me. I don't want her to settle. I don't want a woman to settle for me. And so he said no. He did not marry her, and I applaud him for doing that. The same way how Deep T, I applaud her as well. Now, please remember that I'm only speaking about Mallory and Salvador and what I saw. This is just my opinion. I'm not saying go out there and be with someone that you're not physically or emotionally attracted to and live a miserable life because the person is a good provider. Absolutely not. That's not what I'm saying. Do you date who you want and make sure that person fits everything you are looking for? I'm simply just talking about their story specifically. I want to make sure I make that clear. Be happy and do what's best for you and what works for you. I just felt like that's what she was doing. She didn't he didn't hit every department. And of course, you will not always find a perfect person, but that doesn't mean you settle just because, okay, in this other area, this person is great. So, we can work on this other area. If that works for you, do that as well. But if it doesn't, then don't settle. Okay, so I just want to clear that up. So people have to remember that, yes, it's the pod, but those doors are going to open and you will still have the decision to make if you want to continue or not. Okay, yes, someone can get to know you on an emotional level, fall deeply in love with you, and because they are so madly in love with you, regardless of how short the time frame is, that they overlook everything else. But sometimes when you fall in love with someone, all of those things go out the window because it's like, this person is amazing, and how beautiful that person is from the inside and the exudes on the outside. I do wish Jarrett and Iyanna the best. Just focus on each other, continue to be happy. People will always have something to say and an opinion, and just focus on your marriage and everything that's going great in your life. And I do wish them the best. Also, someone could be drop dead gorgeous or handsome and just disgusting from the inside. Okay, does that mean that you can't find a drop dead gorgeous person that is not disgusting on the inside, or a handsome man that is not disgusting? No, you can find both. I'm just saying, do you, and do what makes you happy. However, don't settle at the expense of someone else who is loving all of you, and you are not happy, but you're just going to settle because, I'm just going to ignore the other side. Don't do that to anybody. Be honest, be transparent, love that person in every way, and move forward. And if that's what Jarrett and Ayanna are doing, good for them. Also, I do understand what he was trying to say when he wrote that, hey, she's mixed. Meaning, if your whole concept is, I thought she was, this dark-skinned, black woman, and that's not what I'm into. We don't even know this guy personally in his dating history to, judge him like that, okay? So I'm not doing that. Based on the show, that's what people are saying. I'm not going there because I don't know him personally. What he's saying is, even with everything she wrote, he still proposed to her. What I am saying is, the door still opened. And if she did not match what the person who left the comment is saying, he probably wouldn't have married her. Does that make it true? No. But him confirming that she's mixed is basically saying, yeah, and that's why you were happy, and the both of you said yes, and you're married now, because even though you proposed, if she matched the type of women that you normally don't date, then you probably wouldn't have married her. That's the argument here, but leave them alone. They're happy, they're married, let them live their life. But I completely understand. It's social media. People saw the show. They will have their opinion. So I'm not coming for anybody. I'm just seeing both sides of the argument. Also, this is a mixture of newer and older content. Some of those comments happened weeks ago, and probably those people's opinion have changed. Whether they change or not, Jarrett and his wife look happy. We can just assume things based off social media. But so far, everything seems to be going great, so I do wish them the best. I wish all of you the best, and take care. And here, my Fina loves. Thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also, turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.